First thing first, when you want to do research, is to determine the broad problem area. Okay, so what is the broad problem area? Broad problem area is a general or entire situation where research and problem solving might be needed. Okay, we need to determine the situation. Okay, whether the situation is problematic or not. Okay, for example, let's say the number of unemployment rate increase. Okay, why is it happen? Okay, is it need to be determined why is it happen? Is it need a solution or not? Okay, so we need to determine the broad problem area first. Okay, ataupun let's say the number of cases of depression increase. Okay, that can be a broad problem area. So the situation, a general situation that we think that it is a major problem that need to be solved. Okay, we need to determine what are the causes. Okay, why is it increased? So we need a broad problem area before we proceed our research. So broad problem area could be existing issues and organisation needs to address. Okay, maksudnya kita tahu sekarang ni tengah ada masalah. Okay, pekerja lack of motivation. Okay, so what we need to do? Okay, what are the factors? We want to determine what are the factors that the workers are lack of motivation. Okay, and then what or the level of awareness, kita nak tengok kan awareness of the society, okay, towards using plastic in everyday life, for example. Okay, ataupun towards the cleanliness, okay, the level of awareness, okay, towards cleanliness of public toilet, for example. Kalau kita pergi public toilet kan masalahnya memang kotor kan, okay. So this is the existing issues that need to be addressed, okay. Or areas a person wants to improve, okay. For example, nak tengok macam mana nak increase sale, for example, okay, in a company, okay. How to increase the total production, for example, okay. So that can be a broad problem area. Okay. And then theoretical or conceptual issues that need more study to understand. Maksudnya dekat sini dia dah ada teori dia. Okay. But you need to study more. Okay. Deeper. Okay. So that can be a broad problem area. Okay. Contohnya kita ada idea. Contohnya kita kata macam ni lah. Okay. From teori. Kita kata orang Malaysia suka makan nasi lemak, for example. That is a theory sajalah, okay. So we need to study in detail. Is it true that, okay, most Malaysians love to eat nasi lemak? Okay. So need more study to understand. Okay. And then after kita kata kenapa suka makan nasi lemak? Waktu bila dia suka makan nasi lemak? Okay. So based on the theory, okay, based on what the people said, so we want to study deeper. Okay. And then research questions, research wants to answer empirically. Okay, actually bila you baca thesis dekat belakang ataupun bila you sendiri tulis thesis, dekat bahagian belakang chapter 5 ada recommendation for future works. Okay. That is the area of research that might be not answered, okay, by the existing research. So you can come out with a new research, okay, to answer the research question, okay, that the researcher wants to answer empirically. Okay, so this is how you can come up with the broad problem area. Example of broad problem area, contoh yang ni lah, drop in sales. Kenapa tiba-tiba sales menurun? Okay, frequent production interruption. Okay, adakah sebab mesin ke? Adakah sebab manpower ke? Okay, increasing number of COVID-19 cases. Okay, this is the new one lah. Kenapa number of COVID-19 cases increase? Okay, addiction towards gadget. Okay, ni pun dah isu dah agak lama jugalah. Okay, so we want to determine what the effect. Okay, sekarang ni kalau ada addiction towards gadget, so what the effect of addictions towards gadget? Okay. Apa kesan, apa kesan terhadap kesihatan, mental, physical. Okay, so that can be a broad problem area. Another example, frequent production interruption, okay, uncontrolled diabetic cases. Okay, sekarang ni masalah diabetik lah. Okay, duduk kat rumah during MCO, asyik makan aja. Okay, and then suddenly detect ada diabetes. Okay, so this is also a broad problem area, okay, that you need to dig into. Okay, global warming, okay, makin hari makin panas. Okay, why is it happen? Okay, or uncertainty, temperature. Okay, kejap-kejap panas, kejap-kejap sejuk. Okay, so there must be something wrong. Okay, mental distress, okay, during MCO. Okay, bila kena lockdown, okay, semua jadi distress. Okay, so we want to determine golongan mana yang depressed. Okay, is it housewife ke, working mom ke, okay, ataupun businessman, ataupun students. Okay, those students are probably have a mental distress, okay, during MCO. Belajar online ni pun probably distress. Okay, so these are example of the broad problem area that you can consider in your research. Okay, sebenarnya banyak lagi lah. Okay, tapi macam mana kita nak tahu sama ada ianya adalah problem ataupun bukan problem? Okay, so you need to read. Nak read tu nak baca daripada mana? First, okay, from the newspaper. Okay, you pergi dekat The Star Online ke, ataupun you pergi tengok dekat New Straits Times ke, dekat, actually kalau you nak tengok dekat berita harian ke, okay, you can refer, okay, to the newspaper. Okay, for example here, ini saya ambil daripada The Star, okay, May 2020. So this is quite a recent article. Okay, dia kata dekat sini nearly 1 in 5 Malaysian adults, okay, or 18.3% has diabetes, says the health minister. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, so 18%, okay, ada diabetes. Okay, a recent survey showed that an estimated 3.9 million Malaysians aged 18 and above are suffering from diabetes, and then spiked from 13.4% diabetes prevalence rate in 2015. Okay, 2015 13.4. Okay, so sekarang dah naik jadi 18.3%. Okay, so makin lama makin meningkatlah bilangan yang ada diabetes. Okay, so this is become a problem now. Okay, kebanyakan yang ada masalah diabetes. Okay, so this can be your broad problem area. Okay, so based on the broad problem area, mungkin you nak tahu apa faktor-faktor yang menyebabkan orang ada diabetes. Okay, apa ciri-ciri orang yang ada diabetes? What are the characteristic? Okay, you bertengok apa dia punya lifestyle, cara hidup orang yang ada diabetes. Okay, you can also determine what is the probability of a person got a diabetes based on certain characteristic. Okay, and then what are the effect of diabetes, okay, towards everyday life? So based on the broad problem area, so a lot of area that you can study. Okay, so first thing first, when you want to do research, determine the broad problem area. Okay, another example, okay, this is about the obesity. Okay, in a report issued in February 2020, WHO said obesity has reached epidemic proportions globally. Okay, at least 2.8 million people dying each year, okay, because of overweight or obese. Okay, and then kalau you tengok dekat sini dia punya problem area, mula-mula dia start dengan secara global dulu. Okay, and then baru dia highlight Malaysia. Okay, dekat sini tengok Malaysia, okay, berapa persen yang obese. Okay, Malaysia has the highest prevalence of obesity among adults in Southeast Asia. Okay, at 15.6%. Okay, a broad problem area bila dia ada figure. Bila ada figure tu maksudnya kita boleh tahu sama ada is it a serious or not? Is it a serious problem or not? Okay. And then if we can make a comparison, okay, with the other country or with the other type of group. Okay. Contohnya apa? Kanak-kanak dengan orang tua ada beza ke tak? Ataupun antara negeri mungkin ada beza tak? Negeri Sembilan lagi gemuk berbanding dengan orang yang ada masalah obesiti, lagi gemuk yang ada masalah obesiti berbanding dengan Kuala Lumpur contohnya. Okay, so if we have a figure and then we have a comparison, that is much better to make a broad problem area. Okay. Another example, this is related to the air pollutant index. Okay, yang ini saya lupa nak tulis dia punya. Actually, this is also quite current. Okay, issues. Okay, that about the air pollution. Okay, the API index, okay, are increased. Okay, 391 and 117 respectively. Okay, so why is it happen? Okay, and then what are the effect towards the society? Okay, what are the factors? Okay, and then we can also come up with the forecasting. Okay, whether the air pollutant index will increase or not. Okay, in the future based on the current trend. Okay. The next example, the mental health disorder. Okay, so this is also from the STAR. Okay, 2020, August 2020. Okay, it mentioned that in 2019, okay, 500,000 Malaysians suffered from depression. Okay lah, 1.5 juta. Okay, orang Malaysia ada depression. Okay, recorded in Putrajaya, Negeri Sembilan and Perlis. Okay. Children were not excluded. A total of 424,000 children were reported to have mental health problem. Okay. Sekarang kanak-kanak pun ada masalah depression, ada mental health problem. Okay, these were mainly caused by interaction issues with peers, behavioral, emotional, and hyperactive related problem. Okay, so this is what the author, okay, or the previous research found. Okay, so you might also want to determine, okay, mungkin ada faktor-faktor lain. Okay, this is might not be the only issues. Okay, what are the how does the depression ini mungkin the existing problem is the existing research they determine the cause. Okay, you might also interested to determine what are the effect of the depression, okay, towards the everyday life of the children, okay, of the adults. Okay, and then you can also provide some cases. Okay, example of case. Ada yang pernah ada tengok kan yang orang yang ada mental disorder, dia bunuh diri. Okay, kadang-kadang bukan kanak-kanak je, orang tua pun ada yang baru-baru kes ni. Okay, dia bunuh diri. Okay, because of the mental disorder. Okay, kanak-kanak, ada yang setengah kanak-kanak boleh bunuh adik dia ataupun bully kawan-kawan dia, okay, up to the point that dia rasa macam puas, okay, which is not healthy, okay, to the children development. Okay, so this is some of the broad problem area that you can think of. Okay, tak semestinya you kena jangan strict to the certain area. Okay, it can be more, it can be wider. Okay, so that is the broad problem area. Okay, actually the broad problem area yang pentingnya dekat sini, in the broad problem area you can come up with the background of research. Okay, you cerita situasinya sekarang. Okay, what are the current situation. Okay, but the broad problem area yang saya bagi contoh, kebanyakan ini adalah more to the application. Okay, maksudnya saya bagi keadaan sekarang. Okay, and then what are the area that need to be solved. Okay, but actually in the broad problem area, especially in statistic, you can also focus on the method or statistical tools. For example, contohnya the existing statistical tools yang ada cannot cater the abnormalities of the data, ataupun the existing method of, contohnya apa, box plot, okay, only catered for the continuous data. Okay, but how about the discrete data? Okay, so that can also be a broad problem area in terms of method in statistic. Okay, so maksudnya dekat sini as a statistician, you are not only focus on the problem that arise generally, okay, ataupun yang berlaku secara global, but it can be in terms of specific on the method of statistic itself. Okay, ataupun contohnya method of forecasting. Okay, ada method of forecasting yang sesuai, okay, untuk for a specific type of data, but if the data consists of outliers, okay, a linear approach might not be work. Okay, that also can be a good broad problem area for you to study. Okay. Okay, the next one is the problem statement. Okay, so bila you buat research, okay, biasanya chapter 1, okay, is the introduction. Okay, 1.1 is the background of study. Okay, background of study is about the, for example, let's say you nak buat pasal depression kan. Okay, kalau you nak buat pasal depression in the background of study, you tulis dulu what is the depression, okay, and then what is the current situation about the depression overall, and then you globally sekarang depression macam mana, and then baru you highlight dekat Malaysia ni macam mana. Okay, and mungkin you boleh narrow down, katakanlah you nak buat dekat Negeri Sembilan je, sebabnya Negeri Sembilan orang yang depression tinggi contohnya. Okay, so you narrow down about Negeri Sembilan contohnya. Okay, that is under background of study, and then after that you come up with the problem statement. Okay, this is 1.2. Okay, 1.2 problem statement. Problem statement, clear and concise statement that describe the specific issues that a researcher wishes to investigate. Okay, this is very important in the problem statement, in the research. Okay, the problem statement. Sebabnya kalau tak ada problem statement, okay, nanti you tak ada orang kata hala tuju. Okay, which you want to go. So you need a problem statement. Based on the problem statement, you can come up with the research objective. Okay, and then based on the research objective, you can find what are the tools, okay, to solve the problem. Okay, kalau tak ada problem statement, nanti you akan itulah jadi merata-rata lah. Okay, no no direction, okay, of your research. Apa yang kita nak investigate sebenarnya. Okay, so in the problem statement, there are 3 main elements. Okay, first, the problem itself, okay, should be clearly stated with sufficient contextual detail to justify its importance. Okay, kena mention apa problem dia. Problem dia mental disorder, dia punya number of cases makin tinggi. Okay, tak tahu apa sebab kenapa dia punya number of cases tu makin tinggi. Okay, so you need to clearly stated, okay, the problem, and then the method of the solving problem, okay, often stated as a claim or a working thesis. Okay, so kena mention lah what are the method of the solving problem. Okay, so you kata dia punya tu semakin number of cases of mental disorder, okay, makin tinggi. Okay. So kalau kita boleh kenal pasti, okay, kenapa dia punya number of cases are increase, okay, so perhaps we can go deeper, okay, into this factor. Okay, and then number 3, the purpose, statement of objective and scope of the document the researcher is preparing. Okay, so mesti kena ada purpose dia lah. Okay, kenapa kita nak solve this problem? Okay, statement of objective, okay, and scope of the document. Maksudnya kat sini kita akan lebih fokus. Okay, contohnya yang ada depression ni siapa? You nak fokus kepada siapa? Okay, kanak-kanak ke? Okay, adults. Okay, is it housewife? Okay, is it students? Okay, so you need to focus, okay, in the problem statement. Okay, so guideline in creating a good problem statement. First, you must be specific. Okay, what the problem really is. Okay, kena spesifik. Okay, contoh global warming. Okay, itu terlalu umum. Okay, so you must be specific. Dia punya ni temperature makin lama makin tinggi. Okay, so that is a problem. Okay, so you want to determine what are the factors. Okay, is it because of the agriculture activities? Okay, is it because of the economic activities? Okay, at the area that you want to study. Okay, quantify the extent or size of the problem. This is very important. Quantify the extent or size ni maksudnya yang macam saya mention tadi tu. Okay, maksudnya you kata yang diabetik tadi berapa persen yang ada diabetik? 18.3%. Okay, adults has a diabetic problem. So you can quantify the extent or size of the problem. Okay, kalau you punya problem statement tu, kalau ada figure, ada statistik to support that it become that it is a problem. Okay, then that is a good problem statement. Okay, and then mesti kena ada consequences. Maksudnya kalau problem tu not being solved, okay, what are the consequences? Okay, kalau kita tak kenal pasti masalah diabetik ni, apa faktor-faktor yang menyebabkan diabetik ni? Okay, so what are the consequences? Okay, kalau masalah diabetik ni, okay, sentiasa berlaku, okay, what are the consequences? Okay, so you must state what is the problem, apa masalahnya. Okay, quantify the extent of or size of the problem, and then you mention the consequences. Okay, so these 3 elements, okay, can make a good problem statement. Okay, criteria in assessing the quality of good problem statement. Okay, the first one, okay, is relevant. Okay, so you must make sure that your good problem statement is relevant. Okay, so existing issues, for example here, okay, existing issues an organization need to address, for instance, the problem of absenteeism and low productivity among employees are example of the former and either nothing or very little is known about a certain phenomenon is an example of the latter. Okay, so maksudnya bila kita buat research ni, issue that we want to address, okay, must be relevant. Okay, adakah contohlah kalau kata you buat pasal depression ni kan, okay, is it relevant or not? Okay, ataupun let's say you buat pasal awareness, okay, towards using plastic bag, okay, or using or cleanliness of toilet, public toilet, for example, is it relevant or not? Okay, and then the second element, okay, whether the problem statement is a good or not, okay, is feasible. Okay, feasible meaning that the capability of the researcher in completing it given the restriction that the researcher might have. Okay, kadang-kadang bila kita buat research, there's a possibility that kita ada there are some restriction. Okay, for example, contohnya kita nak study about the behavior kan. Okay, sometimes we need to be more specific, okay, and then manage to conduct, okay, problem statement ni. Okay, for example, okay, a problem statement that is too broad in scope. For example, how does restaurant patron in Malaysia behave? Okay, that is too broad. Okay, should I put my youngster in preschool? Okay, what is the best way, okay, to learn or to read? Okay, it's too general to investigate. Okay, feasible ni you must come up with a more specific, okay, more specific problem statement. Okay, the third one, okay, must be interesting. Okay, interesting meaning that the problem statement should capture the intention of the policymaker, should capture the attention from the other researcher, okay, from the society, okay, so you must come up with the good problem statement that when people read, okay, they know that this is a problem, and then they are interested because you are trying to solving the problem. Okay, so that is the problem statement. Okay, I give you some of the example on how to write a problem statement. Okay, for example here, okay, this is the title, the risk factor of health-related quality of life among academicians in University of Mauritius. Okay, so kalau kita tengok dekat problem statement ni, okay, so dia ada mention about the overall objective. Okay, investigating the quality of life academics in the University of Mauritius will pave the way to world-class education, as nowadays the public has high expectation from higher institutions of learning. Kalau tengok dekat sini, dia bagi tahu what is the important. Okay, kenapa kita kena study about the risk factor of health-related quality of life. Okay, and then mention about the relationship between factors and quality of life by providing some evidence. Kalau tengok dekat sini, in the problem statement, they provide with figure. Okay, dia kata tulis dekat sini, based on the previous research, okay, 52.7% of the respondent, okay, identify that the main academic cause of job stress is the volume of work. Okay, so ada figure dekat sini. Okay, so we show that it is a problem. Okay, and then why we need to study to study this one? Okay, because no study has been done in the university relating job stress with health related quality of life. Okay, mungkin sebelum ni research pernah buat pasal job stress. Okay, tapi dia tak ada buat that related to the quality of life. What happen kalau kata orang tu stress? Okay, what happen to the quality of life? So yang ni dia tak pernah buat lagi. So that's why we do this research. Okay, so mesti kena ada reason lah why we need to study, why we need to run this research, okay, in the problem statement. Okay, the second one, okay, this is the research regarding sentiment analysis of Malaysian political bloggers towards the federal government using memory-based reasoning. Okay, so mesti kena ada reason for study lah. Okay, for example here, thus it is necessary to conduct an analysis of political blogs to gauge their feelings towards important issues related to government policies, as well as to identify their expectation to ensure satisfaction among the people. Okay, so you mention why is it important, ataupun very, you boleh cakap lah, okay, study related to the political bloggers, not many of them, okay, ataupun you can also mention about how does, okay, this research, okay, can help the society, can help the policymaker, okay, in the problem statement. Okay, another example, psychological characteristic of consumer complaining behavior towards public services in the Klang area. Okay, so dekat sini dia ada mention, okay, reason of the study. Ini pun sama. Okay, dia bagi figure. Okay, the number of complaint against the state government services has increased as much as 13.15% from 2009 to 2010. Okay, and then statistics also shows that the percentage of complaint resolved was a mere 0.4%. Okay, and then they mentioned since there were not many research being done locally on complaining behavior towards the government agencies, so this study attempts to investigate the psychological characteristic of consumer that tend to influence their complaining behavior. So dia ada reason for study, okay, and then come up with the objective. Terus ada hala tuju. Okay, based on the problem statement, ada based and then how large the problem it is, okay, and then terus spesifik kepada objektif apa yang kita nak buat, okay, in this research. Okay, so that is how you write a problem statement. Okay, so what I want you to do, okay, first, okay, you find a broad problem area. Okay, based on the broad problem area, then you can come up with what you are going to do for your research. And then you can propose this to your supervisor. Okay, ada setengah supervisor memang dah ada tajuk. Okay, so you don't have to come up with the broad problem area, but you can find a background of research. Okay, maksudnya you punya supervisor kata dia berminat untuk buat pasal katakanlah about online shopping behavior, okay, during MCO for example, okay, so dia dah ada topik dah, okay, so you just find the information, okay, about the online shopping, okay, during MCO, okay, so what are the current situation, actually sebelum ni pun orang buat ada je orang buat online shopping tu tak, okay, but during MCO what is the situation, okay, what are the problem, okay, with the online shopping. Yang itu kalau kata you punya supervisor dah ada tajuk lah, okay, tapi kalau kata you punya supervisor tak ada tajuk lagi, dia suruh you sendiri come up with the topic, okay, so as I mentioned, you boleh cari dekat newspaper. Kalau tak ada newspaper pun actually you can go, you can tengok dekat journal ke, okay, to see the broad problem area. Okay, tapi macam saya katalah, when you want to find the broad problem area, it must be realistic, okay, it must be relevant, okay, relevant to the current situation. Okay, janganlah cari isu yang dah lapuk, okay, atau masalah yang kata yang dah lama, yang ialah unless it unsolvent. Tapi kadang-kadang bila dikata memang dah tak ada solution, tiba-tiba you want to come up with a solution, unless it is significant, tak apalah. Tapi kalau nak significant, better tak perlulah. Okay, so what I want you to do is, okay, first when you want to approach your supervisor, first come up with the broad problem area. Okay, so bagi tahu apa yang you nak buat. Okay, and then you can start with the background of study. Okay, 1.1, okay, and also with the problem statement. Okay, 1.2. Okay, so saya dah bagi contoh macam mana nak tulis. Nanti saya akan forward, okay, this example, okay, on how to write the problem statement. and also how to write a background of study. Okay, background of study lebih kepada the main idea, okay, yang you nak buat. Okay, for example, kalau kata you nak buat pasal diabetic, for example, okay, in the background of study kena mention lah what is a diabetic, okay, and then what is the problem with the diabetic, okay. Biasanya kalau bila kita tulis background of study tu, biasanya kita akan buat secara from general, okay, to specific, okay. Mula-mula kita tengok masalah ni adalah masalah global ataupun tak. If it's a global, kita cerita secara globalnya berapa persen, okay, yang ada masalah diabetik, okay, and then baru narrow down kepada Malaysia, okay. Daripada Malaysia, lepas tu narrow down kepada certain country, certain states, okay. Negeri Sembilan contohnya. Okay, sebab katakanlah you nak fokus number of diabetic, okay, increase in Negeri Sembilan, for example. So you kena mention about Negeri Sembilan lah, okay. Jangan you nak collect data dekat Perlis tapi you mention Negeri Sembilan, okay. Kalau katakanlah you nak buat diabetic cases dekat Perlis, so you mention lah dekat Perlis number of diabetic cases ni di tangga yang keberapa, okay. So if it's become a problem, okay, then that will interest, okay, the audience to read your research. Tapi kalau kata dekat Perlis katakan tak ada orang yang ada diabetik tapi you are interested nak buat juga, so tak menarik lah, not interesting. Okay, buat apa you nak buat padahal benda tu is not a problem pun. Orang Perlis, katakanlah orang Perlis semua sihat-sihat, tak ada diabetik. Kalau ada pun very a small percentage, okay. So not a huge problem at all, okay, or not an issue at all. And then you can also approach, okay, your supervisor kalau you are interesting with comparing method, for example, okay. Katakan you nak buat forecast, forecasting high volatility data, okay. Katakan time series, financial time series, okay, highly volatile, okay. The existing method yang ada, yang you dah pernah belajar is the ARIMA model, for example, okay. And then you want to compare with the GASH model. Is it GASH model better perform than ARIMA model or not? Okay, you can come up with the problem with the forecasting technique itself. Okay, apa yang masalah dengan the existing forecasting method ARIMA tu? Apa masalahnya? Okay, and then how does GASH can perform better, okay, compared to the ARIMA model? There can be a broad problem area. So you can find, okay, the broad problem area, okay, meet your supervisor, okay, and then tengok dia agree or not, okay. Ataupun you just come up with the topic lah, okay, jumpa supervisor, dia setuju ataupun tak. So saya nak minggu depan, okay, at least next week, you all dah ada tajuk, okay. You all dah boleh tulis background of research, okay, and then problem statement. Okay, saya nak you all submit yang ni, okay. Saya nak background of research, okay, problem statement, and then saya nak tajuk research tu, apa yang you nak buat, okay. Just tentative title, maksudnya tak it's not a fixed one lah, okay. So, sebab title ni akan boleh berubah, okay, depends on your problem statement, okay. Sebab problem statement ni sama ada you nak, it depends lah, you nak buat apa sebenarnya, you nak comparing method ke nanti, ataupun it depend on the objective jugalah. Objektif dengan problem statement, okay. Is it you want to do a comparison ke? Is it you want to determine the factors ke? Determine level of awareness ke? Okay. So the title is depend on the problem statement and also on the research objective, okay. Research objective nanti kemudian saya akan ajar how to write a research objective. So for the time being, saya nak you come up with the background of study and the problem statement, okay. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you.